Welcome to Warehouse Women, a podcast where we talk about commercial real estate, building businesses, and passive income, but most importantly, turning barriers into strengths. Syndications and funds are fancy ways of saying group real estate investments. For example, it might not be possible for you to buy a whole apartment building right now, but if you and 50 of your friends get together, there's a chance you can. Now, once you and your friends buy the apartment building, your group needs to figure out how to run an apartment complex and make it produce the highest income possible. As a professional or entrepreneur focused on your own thing, your career, or your business, this sounds like a lot of work. Coordinating between 50 people and holding people accountable and making sure you're all on the same page, that's a lot. So basically, what a syndication or fund does is allow you to invest passively into real estate and reap all the benefits of ownership, like depreciation and equity and cash flow, without the headache of actively managing the project. Syndications and funds are set up by real estate operators like myself. We will take on the responsibility of finding a good deal, putting our names on the loan, putting together a business plan to make the property yield to the highest profits, and project managing the execution of the business plan. The way syndications and funds are set up then needs to protect all parties. There are two groups of people involved in a syndication or a fund: general partners, or the ones who are running the project, and limited partners, or the ones who are passively putting their money in. As a side note, it won't be 100% passive. You should put time into vetting an operator and opportunity before investing and be reviewing the updates that they send out. Now, how does everyone get paid? As a side note, all investments are different. I will be using a general template for numbers here. Please make sure to check out every deal individually. Okay, so equity splits. Let's say there is a 70-30 split where limited partners get 70% and general partners get 30%. That means that any income that comes from the investment will be split so that the limited partners get 70%. For example, if the apartment complex generated $100,000 net profit, note net profit, $70,000 would be distributed among the 50 investors. This split is referring to the net profit and not the gross profit because both the limited partners and general partners are business owners, which means the needs of the business will come first. Only if the business itself is sustainable and profitable will the investors and operators be able to continually earn an income. The next thing to note is waterfalls. In many deals, there are waterfalls, which means that when certain conditions are met, there will be a change in how the business operates or distributes income. Many long-term investments have a clause that when the investor reaches a certain profit level, they will either be removed from the deal, bought out, or there will be a change in the equity split. For example, say you start out with an investment that was a 70-30 split, 70 to the limited partner and 30 to the general partner. You put in $50,000 to get into this deal. It's been 5 years and you've gotten $100,000 back from the investment so far. If the deal you invested in has a waterfall clause that states once the investors have reached 200% cumulative cash-on-cash return, meaning once you've gotten $100,000 out, then the structure changes to 50-50. From that point on, if the property makes $100,000 instead of $70,000 being split between the investors, $50,000 will be split among the 50 investors. The sale of the property. Another area where equity percentage matters is the sale of the property. Waterfalls can also be added here as well. Certain investments don't pay out during the hold period or pay out very little. Their business plan depends on a profitable exit. For example, if you have a 70-30 split where you get paid on the exit, and there is no net waterfall, then you as the investor will get 70% of net profits. Notice I mentioned net profits again. Most deals like this have a waterfall as well. How this works is you would get 70% of the net profits until you got a certain return. then the terms would change. I've seen deals where you max out at 120 or 150%. Any returns after that goes to the general partner, and other deals where they flip it to 70% general partner and 30% limited partner. And a final thing to note is make sure you look at the fees. Fees are very important. They are essential to how the structure of syndications and funds work. If there's ever a fund or a syndication that doesn't spell out their fees or claims to have none, I would be very careful. Fees allow an operating team to find good deals and put the business plan into action. A good operator will make sure that they underwrite investor returns, including fees, as a line item. That was a really quick overview of equity splits and how they relate to syndications and funds. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me on LinkedIn, and I would love to help you out and help you learn more. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, and I'll see you next week.